Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to day 9 of quarantine on day 10. I'm going to try and rehash the video that I did yesterday because I went to upload it and discovered that due to a case of severe idiocy, I managed to rename the wrong file and delete all the good ones, so I'm probably more bummed about this than anyone watching. It was a particularly fun discussion concerning a few things and updates on all the other stuff that's going on. I only have... But because I'm starting to become better at this, apparently, or that's what I'm telling myself, I made this after I got off making the video, so I'm going to just try and rehash what I talked about. So, day 9, we had ourselves a bit of a fun day, and by fun I mean we wrote for most of the day. God, dang. Spent the morning in the conservatory reading this here. This is the Cthulhu Mythos Encyclopedia by a guy called Daniel Harms. When that autofocuses, it'll be great. And reading up about deep ones as prep for the story that I'm writing. And discovered that there are in fact 4 different deep one cities. So I'm not going to ruin this too much for you, in case you don't know about it, but deep ones feature heavily in Lovecraft's story The Shadow over Innsmouth, and they show up a few other times in a few of the other stories, but it's kind of this cornerstone of one of the main characters that's kind of in his universe, one of the main species. Anyway, long story short, they have 4 cities, of which I can pronounce one, which is Ahu-Y'hola, and I was quite thrilled to find that one of the cities, underwater cities, mind you, is near Cornwall. Trust me, this is like that Tenacious D song, you know, the tribute song, where the song tribute is not the good song, is not the brilliant song that they beat the devil with. This is just a tribute to how great that song was, and this video is gonna be a lot like that, which really sucks. It was really fun. So, just for funsies, what I'll do is I'll type up these deep one cities and I will stick them in the doobly-doos, and I'm not going to try to pronounce them. I'm not even close. But like I said, I'm really thrilled that there was one near Cornwall, which works out for my story. Other than that, I discovered a really phenomenal list of like a horror blog for horror people, or rather like a list of kind of people to do a list of things for people to do in isolation, specifically horror stuff. There are some virtual tours. There's a free copy of Rue Morgue magazine, which the guys are offering this month, which is fantastic. So I will put that in the doobly-doo as well to kind of keep you busy and interested, and I'm sure that'll go far past quarantine when this all kind of comes out the other side. Another thing that was suggested to us collectively was that we do a reading of some kind of one of our books. So if you're game to do that, or game to see that happen, hit us up in the comments. I will put it out there. Pip and I were thinking we'd get a little toasted after we've kind of passed the deadline we're on at the moment, and read the entirety of our first kind of horror collection, our Drabble collection. It's like short stories about 100 words each, completely self-contained. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and they're generally pretty scorpion-tailed and vile and disgusting. All Halloween themed, of course, from our book Poisoned Candy, which I don't think, of all the paraphernalia I got around here, I do not have. I think the Poison Candy poster is actually in the hallway. So if you're game for that, we'll get it done. If not, we'll still do it anyway. So, you know, incidental. You can come along or not. Thank you, Kelly Rickard, for the gin suggestions. We of course got sorted. Thank fuck. We've got tonic. The crisis has been averted for the meantime. We're coping well. It's really quite nice. It's, like I said, today is day 10, but it's actually half of day 9. we're also, as a kind of secondary project, I've seen pretty much all of these and own them. These are the Masters of Horror. It's a 2-season TV series. It was spearheaded by the one and only Mick Garris with his fabulous hair. Really, really fun kind of concept. So he got together a whole bunch of other horror directors and horror writers, and they wrote, they basically submitted stories, and everybody went into the pool and picked the story that they'd like to adapt. So you've got guys like Stuart Gordon, which we've unfortunately lost in the last week or so. You've got adaptations of you've got, he's done a fantastic one of Dreams in the Witch House, which is probably my favorite of the bunch. And John Carpenter does one called Cigarette Burns, Sick Girl. I'm just listing off names here, but you've got basically, like I said, Mick Garris, Lucky McKee, Joe Dante, Jonathan Landis, and like I said, John Carpenter. They're really fantastic. So, like I said, as our project, just as something a little short to do at the end of the day, we've been kind of plugging our way through these and rewatching a lot of them. Well, it's a rewatch for me. Pip has seen a handful, but for the sake of completion, we're just going to tip our way through them. Maybe we'll do some talks about them on Netflix, maybe not. It's just 50-50. It feels like it would be kind of self-indulgent, but maybe we could do with a bit of self-indulgence given the state of the universe at the present. Anyway, I've gone through all my notes. For now, I'm going to dip into the word mines and start plugging away on this Lovecraftian story. Desperately want to get it finished. It's dealing with a lot of pretty heavy stuff. For me personally, anyway, to do with kind of stuff like gaslighting and that kind of nefarious low-level abuse that doesn't quite that's starting to become a little bit... People are becoming more aware of it in the mainstream, which is interesting. So, I will put a few resources down below if you don't know about gaslighting. It might be worth checking out. You might find some insight on things that have been concerning you. And yeah, it's... I prattle on about a lot about kind of weird stuff and making your own choices and doing your own thing for you, but something that has become more and more evident the longer as this last kind of year or two has gone on. I dip into a lot of stuff about this specifically, and I realize I've spoken about this for about a minute and haven't actually fucking conveyed what gaslighting is. So, to my understanding, the term goes back to a film from way back when called Gaslight, which I haven't seen yet, which is probably a shame. But the idea is that someone is specifically doing things to make you question your reality. So you say the sky's blue, they say no, you're crazy, the sky's green. You turn, in the specific example in the film is that he was specifically turning down all the gaslights and telling her that his wife was imagining it, and she's slowly just unraveling. And it's a crazy little kind of... It's nefarious as hell, and there's kind of like a sequence of events that happens, and you can actually map them out in conversations. So when you're talking to a person who does this, like, you know, kind of everybody takes a little liberty with the truth sometimes, or you tell a better story by kind of embellishing it somewhat. But the thing with that is that your exaggerations become grandiose on purpose, and you exaggerate it for entertainment value. You know, you kind of... It enhances the tale, but everybody knows that you're exaggerating those points. With this specifically, though, is when somebody is kind of gaslighting, they will automatically go down to, you're crazy. So you'll say something that is very clearly exactly what it is. You could have the whole thing on video. You could have an entire discussion filmed. You could have 3 witnesses there. And you say, this is what happened. This is what you did. And they'll go, no, you didn't. And you say, but this, no, this is you. You're crazy. There's something wrong with you. And being aware of that kind of dynamic has completely changed my perception of Christ. I'm 35 fucking years old, and I've spent an entire life having this done to me, which is fucking madness. Utterly mad. So I got a lot of demons to exercise, long story short, and I'm going to take them into the story, and I'm going to punch them in the balls. And also kind of the other part that I really like about stories, like my specific pet thing that I love beyond all else in kind of horror stories, is monster love stories. That thing where you've got the other and somebody is freaky and weird or whatever, and then they discover that they're not weird, they just are in the wrong place with the wrong people, and it's that kind of wholesome coming back to oneself and finding one's true self. You might be a bit of a monster tearing people's arms and legs off at the end, but there is that kind of truth of discovering self, which I really, really love. And I think the first one that leans into it, just off the top of my head, was kind of Shape of Water, but it is by no means the best example of what I'm trying to explain. So, hopefully I won't delete this fucking video. It is a lot less fun than the one that I actually recorded, but I imagine that at the tail end of today, I will check in properly. I'll pretend to change my clothes. I will definitely change their number on the background there. So this is a little more straightforward. But yeah, I will check in later. I hope you guys are keeping safe. If you want to touch base, say hi, whatever. I'm spending a stupid amount of time on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, that's at Mike Pilgrim. That's MYK Pilgrim. Facebook, links are all in the doobly-doo. Instagram is Mike Pilgrim Author. Because apparently that's what you got to do these days to do the things. Pip is currently making pasta sauce, which is going to be amazing. Oh no, she's outside the door. So I'm gonna check out from here, and I will see you guys later. Keep safe, wash your hands, stay away from coffee, dirty, smelly people, and pretty easy to do if you stay at home, you fucking morons. I'll see you later. Bye.